Alternate reality games, also known as ARGs, are interactive puzzles that connect to tell a larger story. Popularized by creepypastas like Ben Drowned and Petscop, these puzzles are designed to lead you down a rabbit hole of dark and cryptic clues. If you're a fan of Ericdoa, it is likely that you've heard of his alter ego, Dante Red. On the surface, it looks like any other alt account. However, this was just the catalyst for a story so dark that his record label forced him to suspend the project. But after years of inactivity, it appears it made its return. This is the story of Dante Red. Ericdoa is a 20-year-old hyperpop artist who rose to fame after hit songs like Fantasize, Sad for What, and many more. However, this video is not about him. This video is about Dante Red and the many other characters that Eric created to tell a story of a lab experiment gone horribly wrong. All of these characters are cryptically connected via Morse code and secret puzzles, but we'll get into that later. Let's start at the beginning. Dante Red was created on July 3rd, 2020. The character's debut was a song titled Hi, I'm Dante that appeared on his SoundCloud with the iconic tag, Hi, I'm Dante. Initially, this account had no link to Eric at all. Dante appeared to be just another digicore artist experimenting with bit crush distortion and format shifting. However, the next day, he would drop the song Witchcraft. This song painted a much darker picture of Dante's mind, with lyrics like, smoke's in my lungs, I'm bleeding, life to me it has no reason, and you better run fast, I need like 8 racks, hot long blade make big gash, I'm crazy, I'll admit that. It was evident that the persona of Dante was severely unhinged and dangerous. Continuing this trend, he released the tracks Ha 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 Die, #Packwatch, after also releasing the self-titled EP, Dante, with tracks like #Murderers and Drop Off. Dante Red was becoming well known in the digicore scene for his aggressive lyrics and experimental vocal processing. Unfortunately for him though, he was becoming too powerful and would soon meet his maker. Like, literally. Rumors started to spread about the true creator behind these songs. As Ericdoa also started to gain popularity in the scene, fans would soon hear similarities between his and Dante's vocals. This led to Eric revealing himself as the creator, changing the Dante Red SoundCloud bio to Ericdoa Bit Crushed lol. So the mask was dropped. This is the end, right? Well, not really. The truth is that he didn't care if his fans knew it was him, because this was just the start of a much deeper story, full of mysterious SoundCloud accounts ranging from 10,000 followers to accounts with less than 100 followers. But we're not there quite yet. Dante Red made one last song with his creator, Ericdoa. Even though they were two parts of the same mind, the vocal processing between the two characters made it easy to tell them apart. With the pressure from his new record label telling him to discontinue the side project, the track Finale was released. The song starts with a dialogue between the two characters. Dante for once is on the defensive, bargaining for his life with his creator. He reminds Eric how far they've come together. Eric ensures that he knows that, but seeing the negative effects that Dante had on his life, like not being able to eat or do things, he starts to remember how life was before everything. This leads into an intense back and forth, in what is essentially a digicore rap battle. At the end of the track, the two come to the terms with what has to be done, and Dante Red is killed off. Many people thought this was the end. With Eric recently signing to Interscope Records, he made it clear that the label didn't want the Dante Red brand to tarnish his career as Ericdoa. But the truth was that Eric needed that outlet. So even if the project was on hiatus, he continued writing the story in secret. After months of inactivity, 2 files would be uploaded to the Dante Red SoundCloud, Test 001 and Test 002. However, these weren't songs. Test 001 is an unorganized mess of vocal modulation, underlined by a heartbeat monitor. Test 002 is a journal entry from a scientist working on what we can assume is the process of cloning Dante Red.
November 11th, 2021, 11:23 p.m. Test 2 starting now. Initiate first sequence. We have Heartbeat Project Red standby.
Hi, I'm Dante. Hi, I'm Dante. Hi, I'm Dante.
Subject seems to be failing speech. We'll try one more time.
Hi, I'm Dante. Hi, I'm Dante. Hi, I'm Dante. Hi, I'm Dante.
At the end, we hear a snippet of a song very similar to the sound of your average Dante Red beat. with aggressive, distorted, and detuned synths and bass. However, this wasn't just a snippet, it was a clue. Hidden in the sea of other reposts on the track was an account titled Clone1. And it just so happens that the snippet at the end of Test 002 transitioned perfectly into Clone1's first song, Break. However, this was just the start of a sea of interconnected characters. In typical ARG fashion, there was a set of Morse code in the bio of Clone1's SoundCloud account, which after deciphering, reads the word, Revival. The next song to drop was titled Clone and Failed, Escape. Alright, so for you to understand this part, I have to explain a little bit of lore. So this story takes place in Laboratory 1. Using the DNA of Dante Red, a team of doctors started making clones of him with the hope that the clones would not go rogue like Dante did. This led to the creation of Clone 1, Failed, and Clone 3. This team of doctors included characters like Psi-1, Psi-Tune, and the original creator of the clones, F-34-1. After seeing the mistreatment of his clones via inhumane experiments, F-34-1 went rogue and released Clone and Fail, hence the song title, Clone and Failed Escaped. In the description of the song is another set of Morse code that translates to Psi-1 plus F-34-1, further connecting these accounts. The song Subject 0 Unresponsive, uploaded by Psi-1 a couple days later, has a pastebin link in the description. When translated from Hebrew, it reads, Scientist F-31 violated protocol by releasing clone E1 and failed E2. Our only chance to complete Project Red is now lost. We need to find a new clone. Failure is a lost cause. It was clear that Psi-1 wasn't taking F-31's actions lightly. This resulted in them killing F-31 for what he had done. But Clone 1 and Failed were still missing, and supposedly they were dangerous. Further explained by a pastebin link in the song Search Party by SC-1 that reads, Day 3, we are still looking for Clone and Fail. The experiments are so fragile. We need to find them before they cause harm to others or themselves. We have notified the government and our trusted associates. Please, if anyone reads this log, do not trust anyone. Further down, there is a Morse code that translates to, F-34 is anti-deity to mankind. He wanted to become God, a failure created failure, and cannot cope as a human. Lost self-worth, only cares about making someone unharmable. This being the reason that they decided to take his life. After months of freedom, the song Welcome Back, We've Missed You is released on Psi-1's account, confirming that Clone and Failed had been recaptured, but not for long. Days later, Clone 1 would drop a song in Morse code. After translation, it reads, I Can't Never Die. After also dropping the songs Die, 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 and Round 2, making it clear that Clone was out for revenge. The final track, Boss Fight, would be released on Clone 1 and Psi-1's accounts. Clone explains that the treatment of him and his clones has been unjustified, this time besting Psi in battle and finally breaking free, with another set of Morse code translating to the end, for now. It can be assumed that Clone has finally escaped for good. Unfortunately, the creator of the lore would soon come forward with a pastebin addressing the Dante Red community. This message explained that their part of the story has been fan-made. With Ericdoa's label making it as hard as possible for him to release lore, this group of fans decided to make their own spin on the idea while waiting for official lore. While they did receive backlash for impersonating Eric, it was clear that these fans were just interested in the universe that Eric created, and were so eager for new lore that they made their own. To me, this just shows how much the community cares for this project. After releasing some official lore in his Instagram story,
Okay, alright, okay, it's working. I have absolutely no time. I have to be silent. The red one is out. The red one's out. After May 20th, there was no sign of anybody in the building. The normal one, he's also gone. He's not there. The normal one, they released all of the experiments that they did on the 20th, and he's not there anymore. So it's the red one and the normal one are both gone, and we have no idea where they are. I checked every room. I checked every spot that we with the normal one where we did the experiments, and the red one in the experimentation room as well is gone. Room 7 is completely clear. No one is here. I'm scared.
Along with leaking a snippet of new clone music on his Twitch stream, it is clear that Eric is eager to continue the story. Unfortunately, his label owns his recording rights. This means that even if he makes separate accounts to post lore, the label still has complete say on when and how it is released. So for now, all we can do is stay hopeful. Working with a label can be an exhausting process, and I'm sure Eric is pushing for the project as much as he can. So like the Pace Ben said, this is the end. For now. If you made it this far in the video, I would really appreciate it if you could go subscribe. Believe it or not, 99% of the people that see my videos aren't subscribed. It only takes a second, and there's plenty more videos like this on the way, so make sure to subscribe. Thanks.